Hey everyone, today my friend Elise Volkman up in the Seattle, Washington area and I are going to be going over a really fun topic, and we're hoping to make this a pretty consistent bit or segment. And we're going to be talking about dating as a massage therapist, what it's like dating other massage therapists, what it's like being a massage therapist, and you know, trying to explain to clients and that we're not going to date them and stuff. Oh my God, we have so much to dive into. Elise, welcome to the show. Let's let our audience know a little bit about you. Of course, I know you personally. You're one of my besties, and you have the best personality ever and the best laugh, and you're so funny. But I couldn't think of anybody else better to do this segment with me because we both have had our fair share of dating as massage therapists, and yeah, we have a lot of behind the scenes talks. So we just wanted to kind of bring it to the community because it is a lot of fun and we can learn a lot from this, and it's fun to discuss. So Elise, Wandering Hummingbird, Burning Man Lady, welcome to Badass Body Workers.
Okay. All right. So my name's Elise Wandering Hummingbird. I'm up in the Seattle area. I do massage up here. I also, judge massage championships. I went and competed at the International Massage Championship in 2017. I have been single for like 3.5 years as a massage therapist on the apps, and man, has it been entertaining.
I wish I would have screenshot like months and months and years ago all the dumb fucking messages I come across when people message me on these apps. I'm not on the apps anymore because I'm just over it, man. I'm focusing on me, focusing on learning how to be a streamer, focusing on educating myself and others. So I want to go ahead and dive right in because we saved a couple of posts. We're going to share some stuff from the massage groups because that's the best place to get all the juiciest information. But I actually found some cool stuff on Reddit and TikTok. So this is an entertainment channel only. This is not for life advice. This is not for um, anything nefarious. It's just entertainment purposes only. So now that we have that disclaimer out the way, let's go ahead and get started. So I came across this post earlier. I believe it was on Reddit or Quora. So somebody had asked about dating, like dating your massage therapist, or if you're a massage therapist and people are constantly asking you for free work, like we're inevitably going to come across that, right? So this person from this screenshot is a massage therapist, and this is what they wrote about their experience. I was married with 3 kids when I went to massage school. That being said, I had people try and friend me just to get free massages. Unfortunately for them, it didn't work. I value my skill and do not wish to just give it away. The second reason is that I work hard while I'm at work and have no interest in working and doing other things like socializing. Right? Like, do you think a chef wants to keep cooking food when he's had a 12-hour day behind the kitchen? Now I'm good. I like to hold on. I have dyslexia, guys. Elise is going to help me with some of this, but bear with me as I'm not perfect. So I also like my office setup, so everything I need is available to me. Don't get me wrong. I give plenty of work away. I do too, by my own discretion, not on somebody else's fucking demand of me. But I decide who gets it. The widow who lives on a fixed income, a husband and father who's just laid off unexpectedly, my sister-in-law who does all she can to make life less burdensome. If I was single and a guy wanted to date me just because he really likes massages, he wouldn't get past the first date. And I think a lot of us probably feel this way. Um, but for me, I'm like, do you want to go ahead and client zone yourself or what? Because there's two options. You could take me out for a $5 coffee, or you can come and get a $150 massage and be client zoned. And then I also get to like see if I like your body, I guess, and like really you're not putting yourself in a position to where I would want to date you, trying to get on my table right away. And if you really, really need a massage, I have staff members, or I used to have staff members. You can see one of them. So I just kind of wanted to open this up with something, a sentiment that most of us, I think, have felt. At least I know you have a lot to. I work all day. I don't want to do the work when I come home. The expectation of it.
I was talking to somebody the other day because I would like to retire by the time I'm 35. And they're like, why would you like to retire? I thought you love your job. And I do fucking love it so much. But I would like to have enough energy where I'm walking down the side of the street and somebody is limping and I say, hey, can you just can you give me 5 minutes? And I can see what I can do to help. And so frequently, I don't feel comfortable doing that because I know I have to save my energy for what's going on in the treatment room. Because I know I have to do 16 hours of massage this week. And so, like, if I don't have the energy to do that because I've been going around and helping people all the time, that's why I'd like to retire from having to do hands-on work so that I can actually go around and just give massage away for free to people. Not necessarily the people that I'm going on Tinder dates with, but people that need it.
Oh, and we'll get to the Tinder date soon too, y'all. Okay, here's another one that I pulled up. Also not on Facebook. It was on Reddit or Quora, I believe. So somebody had written, and this is just a general layperson, a civilian, right? Is it wrong to be attracted to my massage therapist? Let's be real. Most of our male clients probably will be like attracted to us, but not a lot of them are going to act on it, right? At least this one's a little bit longer and you're more eloquent. Do you want to take over on this one?
All right, I'll have to bring it close. No, let's see. Is it wrong to be attracted? No, it's just what you feel. If you feel you're dishonoring another relationship, i.e., with your partner, or if the attraction is affecting your ability to treat your massage therapist properly and respectfully, then certainly don't nurse those feelings. Don't ruminate on them and keep the feelings going. It it is worth keeping in mind that when dealing with a professional, especially a therapist, it is unlike other relationships. The whole time you're with them, they're focused on looking after you and giving you what you need. There's never an expectation that the same sort of consideration is reciprocated. When the one person, the client, is always being taken care of by the other, with no reciprocal obligations, their feelings may get away from them, and they could easily fantasize that a personal relationship with that person would be just as one-sided. That
Oof.
that is, they imagine, what if they dated this person? They would be getting cared and nurtured with not so much expectation in return. It wouldn't. In personal relationships, both people have to be looking out for the other person's feelings, interests, and the give and take usually has to be fairly balanced. One very good massage therapist I know, who happens to be very attractive, has had multiple marriage proposals from clients while they were on the table. This is a clear
Did you
sign
write
that the
this one?
clients.
Did you write this one, Elise? Because I know that we both have had marriage proposals.
I've only when I first started up being a massage therapist, I used to get marriage proposals on a regular basis, and then my intake form became 10 pages long, and all of a sudden that stopped.
Oh my God, that's great. Okay, we're at
Yeah,
this
this is
time.
yeah. This is a clear sign that the clients have completely lost perspective. They don't know as a person. They don't know her as a person. Their knowledge of her is how she carries out one specific job role, and that's a tiny sliver of her life. I, for one, never know what my massage therapist is in a bad mood. It's not because I'm uncaring person myself. Thing is, she's always greets me with a smile and has a pleasant tone of voice, and is cheerful and responsive to anything and everything I say. She's not a magical being. She's very professional and very deliberate about the way she acts towards her clients to make them feel as comfortable and relaxed as possible, no matter how she is feeling. It's not wrong to feel attraction, but you might feel guilty for feeling attracted. That feeling of guilt isn't about anything you've done. It's you disproving of the thing that maybe you want to do or are thinking of doing. Charles Darwin said, "A moral being is one who is disapproving of them." That's a good thing. It can help us do things we should do and not do things we shouldn't do. These feelings can cause problems in your relationships or inner balance, so uh, nip them in the bud. Don't keep thinking about them and keeping them alive.
Yeah,
I
I
love how
think
they brought.
this
Go
was
ahead.
a really, really well written. And I mean, the whole question, is it wrong to be attracted to my massage therapist? The quick answer is transference. That's the quickest answer is clients are on the table. They're in that one perspective of being cared and nurtured for. And this person was right. Like they only see us in this one role and they develop a fantasy in their head of what a relationship might look like or in the reciprocity, for example. God, I don't know how many, oh, Jesus, I don't know how many times I've been on the apps and men write in their profile, I'm a great masseuse. I give great massages. And while they might think that normal lay people may find that attractive, like we get it. You're a man. Your love language is touch like every other man. We get it. Okay. It's like, no, if I give you a massage, you're not going to give me a massage like for barter and equal exchange. That doesn't work that way. I went to school. I have more knowledge. I'm always going to be better at my skill set than what you think you are. Nice try, bud.
That's my favorite one, is why don't we trade massages? And so there's actually been a time, so I was on Tinder in Greece, and there was a baker who wanted to, who was a massage enthusiast, and he was like, well, I'd like to give you a massage. And I was like, okay, let me be very clear. Massage is my job. So if you give me a massage, I'm expecting a massage. If you try and kiss me, if you try and do a happy ending, if you try and do anything sexualized, that's no longer a massage.
Yep.
So
That's ulterior motives.
yeah, you have to understand that if you want me to judge your massage and tell you if you're any good, that's one thing. But if you want to like get handsy with it, that's a completely different. And he was like, okay, okay. So he's doing the massage, and he gives me an amazing 2 hour. Bakers apparently know what they're doing.
I mean, they are
And
good with their hands. I mean, they're kneading all that bread. I'd probably see what they could do to these bad boys up here for a couple of minutes, you know?
yeah, so like for 2 hours, 2 hours, the longevity on this man. And like every 30 to 45 minutes, he's like, can I kiss you? And I'm like, no.
Oh God, I would have just Elise and I have a lot in common, but we have a lot not in common. I would have just ended that shit right away. Like I'd be bartering for some crazy stuff. But oh God, and
I mean,
it's
I was not trading him. This was literally, he was on Tinder. He's a massage enthusiast, and he wanted to know how good he was. And so I told him how good he was.
right. Tell us how you really feel. This one is, should I ask out my male massage therapist? If you want him to quit being a massage therapist, sure. So this was a question, and somebody else had responded to it with a screenshot of like the laws in some states. And that's the thing too. I'm not here to police people. Like I really don't give a shit what you do with your dating life. But if you're a professional, a medical professional, or consider yourself a medical professional or hold a license, there is something called ethics, and each state has different guidelines of what you can and cannot do with your patients, clients, customers, right? I'm not going to read through all the legal jargon here because that's not my thing. It's on the screen. You can scan it if you want. You can look up your own state laws. But somebody wrote here too, in places where massage is considered a regulated health profession, it'd be quite the dilemma for him to engage in any romanticism with you. And I think that kind of goes back to the reciprocity that the other person was talking about. It's like we get in our heads and we want to ask them out, right? But here's the big thing. Even if the individual consented to the relationship, of course, in some states, depending where you are, it's still considered sexual abuse or unethical. Um, I think this I think this particular screenshot might be from Canada. And they said, so if you're ready to jump the gun and potentially ruin a therapeutic relationship, possibly get your uh, license revoked, then prepare for rejection, prepare for legalities, blah, blah, blah. And I've had some really hot doctors. I've never hit on them or wanted to ask them out. Like happy hour, right? Go out for a drink and somebody hears you're a therapist and they just want to like test you out. Get the fuck out of here. I
Oh,
mean,
don't we need more practice? Everyone's always saying, if you want to practice on me, and I was like, honey, I own a practice. I've had a practice for 10 years. I don't need the extra practice on you.
that's one of my biggest pet peeves is like, don't you want to practice? No, bitch, I don't actually. So on this one's gonna be fun. This is a video. And okay, let's give it a go.
This is one of those things that a lot of people are too afraid to talk about. It's because it's a real thing. If you're a massage therapist and you're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't trust you, it's going to be a problem. A lot of times it's because your significant other is not capable of separating sexual touch from therapeutic touch. The massage therapy industry already has so many stigmas around it. And there are still a
Amen.
lot of people out there perpetuating that stigma. So yes, there is a potential to have a huge impact on your own personal relationship with someone. Only if you guys don't trust each other. I'm thankful that I'm in a relationship with someone who understands it's my profession, who doesn't see anything past it being my profession. If your significant other isn't supportive in your choice of doing this profession, you should find a new one.
You know, it's so funny is my significant other, the one that was like 4 years ago, that I had for 5 years, he never had a problem with me being a massage therapist in Seattle. He knew I had a business. He knew I ran it. He knew that I taught massage, all of the different things. There was never any trust issues there. But when I came down to Mexico and I would be talking to people at a restaurant, you know, out in public, that kind of thing, and I would be like, hey, you know, I do massage. Would you like to get a massage? For some reason, as soon as I came down to Mexico, I was an unethical slut. he was always super worried about how that one of my good friends is actually like a yoga instructor down there. And he is a very nice looking male, and me and him get along very well. But it's one of those things that, like, he's a yoga instructor, I'm a massage therapist. I would do massage for him. He would pay me. And so there was this, like, it was a professional client connection. And every single time I went over there, he was so jealous. He'd be like, "Oh, you gonna go have sex with him now?" And I'm like, "Dude, if I was gonna have sex with somebody, it'd be more than $100 an hour."
I know, right? Oh my God. For real. So let's get to the stuff in the Facebook groups. I found a bunch of threads. We're not going to go over every single one today because we want this to be a digestible little mini series, but it is quite the guilty pleasure reading a lot of these. So I haven't gone through a lot of them yet. So let's just kind of see what comes up and react in real time. But this was in the massage therapist humor group on a dating app, and I see this guy's post. In quotes, useless talent. I don't put on my profile I'm a LMT. I have half a mind to match with him just to educate him on his useless talent. And this guy there's a screenshot right here, and this guy had put his useless talent is giving massages, and there's a background picture of him without a shirt on. Gross. So let's read some of these comments. And do these women on these dating apps actually fall for that shit? I don't know. I've been a massage therapist since high school, so I don't have a perspective of dating while not being a therapist, unless you count my high school days. I'm taking this like he may be one of those guys that think if he gives a woman a massage, it will lead to sex. That's any luck with that? I mean, probably. His only technique is 220 pounds of untrained shiatsu. Oh, God. Yeah, I can't imagine this using it as a pickup line. That's the thing. These people are using it as a pickup line, and that's not original at all. Somebody said they changed their occupation. We're finally finding some screenshots. This guy says, "Do you like massage? Yes or no?" The therapist, "Do I like it? Yes. I'm in school to be a registered massage therapist." Guy, "Well, I do massage, free full body massage." My God. The therapist says, "Sounds like a scam." He says it's not. And she says, "I'd rather pay a professional. Thank you." And he says, "I can make it Roth the time." Oh my God. And they're not even making it enticing. Here's somebody posted a screenshot of all mommy wanted was a back rub, and it's a onesie. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was on a hike the other day with one of my exes from 14 years ago, and he was like, "Yeah," because we're talking about dating and happy endings, and the whole gamut of what it is dating, being a massage therapist. And he was like, "I just remember that one meme," because he's not a massage therapist. I became a massage therapist after we dated, so he doesn't really have any context for it. And he was like, "Yeah, it was the little girl came up to mom and was like, 'Mommy, did you want to have a boy or a girl when you had me?' And the mom goes, 'I just wanted a massage.'"
It's so true, though. There's so many. Yeah, here's a good meme that portrays that sentiment. Somebody else wrote, "Friend, no. This is called a self-deprecating thirst trap. Classic fuckboy method. He in no way means is a useless talent. He wants to give you a massage and have expectations below so he can wow you." Which makes this even more hilarious because he would probably hate it. You would probably hate it, and I'm imagining the awkward disappointment on both sides.
To intellectualize this too much, but sexuality and sensuality have been like, I want to back up. Oh, that's the meme. You found it. 10 out of 10. Yeah, so like sexuality and sensuality in America, and intimacy and sexuality have been so crammed together somehow that very frequently people don't really understand that you can like receive massage without it being sexualized. And this is something that we face all the time is like, we provide intimacy whenever we're doing massages on people. And so like, how can they in their head pull those two things apart? Because the only time they ever get a massage is when it's going to be sexualized, like, so that intimacy, sexuality, and sensuality, really like pulling those apart. And like I said, not to intellectualize it too much, but pulling them apart and realizing that we can find sensuality without sexuality. We can find intimacy without sexuality. And then we can find sexuality, I'm sure plenty of women understand this, without intimacy and without sensuality.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other like.
To intellect.
So this person on the massage therapist humor group, they had to put on their profile, first round is on me if this is a dating prompt for people who aren't on the apps. If you don't make inappropriate jokes about my career. And it's like, it's so sad that we have to teach people. And here's the other thing too. Women think that we can train men. I mean, I've tried to, I've tried to fix people and train people and educate people because it's my due diligence. But here's the thing, y'all, I'm not their fucking mother. It is literally a waste of time to try and train these people because we're really just teaching them how to get better and more sly at it. So also join the Burn Haystack Facebook group, or anybody who's single who does want to, I'm just going to say date monogamously, because it does filter out a lot of these riffraff and rhetorical patterns that we see in men. A lot of it does come up in our daily conversation, same rhetorical patterns for clients asking for happy endings. That's a whole other topic.
Whole other topic.
And this person says, okay, so you don't make jokes about my career. I'll buy the first round. And people, there's a common sentiment in these threads. People are like, they're just over it, y'all. They're over it. This is our career. This is our livelihood. Oh, here's a good one. Somebody puts, I'm married, but I hear whenever I meet anyone new, they found out what I do, I try and turn it on them. Massage therapist, huh? Give any happy endings? Only to your dad. He's in it a lot. Tips well. Sometimes you just got to have a sassy clap back to people, so they shut up.
I mean, so frequently I'm like, I only offer happy endings by telling you your parents loved you at the end of your massage.
Which they probably did not get the nurturing that they need, right?
Yeah, that's my clap back, is like, my only happy ending is at the very end, I tell you, your parents really did love you.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
How much to tell me you're proud of me?
Proud? $100.
$100 is cheap.
I'm proud of you.
Really?
Yeah.
God bless you. I love you. Thank you.
The best dates I've ever been on personally are the dates that, like, I never told them what I did. Whenever we went on a date, I would tell them, I do tell people in person what I do, because I want to see their tone of voice and like see them look me in the eye. That way I can literally, instead of just blocking them on an app, I can literally just get up and say, no, thank you. I'm not going to tolerate this type of behavior or whatever. And I'm just in person. But the best dates I've ever had are people who I tell them what I do, and they say stuff like, oh my God, my cousin's a therapist and she is always telling me about the challenges of y'all's career. Or I've been getting massages for years now, and it's really helped my pain. Like, they respect what we do. They're not just making blind assumptions that just because we went to massage school that, and I know we're different, Elise, but my love language is not touch. It is not touch. It's acts of service, which can be touch. And it's also quality time. But I am not trying to like put my hands on these people to narrow down who I want to date. Like, I do give my partner love and nurturing because I want to, not because they demand it of me. In fact, I am seeing somebody right now, and I have to beg him, my mom too. I have to beg them to let me work on them. It's almost like, I don't want to say they respect me too much, but they don't even bother trying to ask. So sometimes I have to like convince them to get on my table,
Well, what's been crazy is I've actually dated many men in my lifetime who don't like to be massaged. Like, somehow in the big ether of what's out there, I usually find the ones that like, no, I don't really like massage. And I'm like, but it can help you. Like, your knee hurts. Let me help you. So it's really funny just like seeing how, I mean, I was telling you the other day about the guy I went on the Tinder date with. And so I invite them for walks, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me change the screens. Y'all got to hear this. This is a crazy fucking story. So Elise goes on a Tinder date, and let's see what unravels next, folks.
Okay, so like I go on this Tinder date, and on his profile, he's like, I really want to buy a boat and sail off into the sunset. And the thing is like, I really love sailing. I would be totally into sailing off into the sunset. If you know anything about me, I'm Wandering Hummingbird. Like, let's go, baby. Um, and so like we're sitting and talking, and he starts making happy ending jokes about my career, and I was like, so
Not knowing you're a therapist, right? Like not knowing or knowing you're a therapist.
I think it was one of those things that we were just getting into the fact that I was a massage therapist.
Okay.
Like he didn't know it beforehand, but then like as we're talking about, oh, what do you do? And he's just making one after another, and I was like,
brought it up, yeah.
And I was like, do you understand that like I'm a massage artist? And then I always go for education whenever people ask for happy endings. And so with this guy, I'm like, okay, let's go for education, baby. I was like, that's not what I do. In fact, like if you find someone who does it, they're probably not licensed and they're probably part of the sex industry. I go into all the nitty gritty. And he was just like, oh, I go to happy endings all the time. And I'm
all
like,
the time? Like what is all the time? Like once a week?
and I was just like, okay, tell me about this. Because the thing is I've never gone on a date with somebody who has been open about going and getting happy endings. Like there's been one or two people that are like, oh yeah, I had one of those one time in Thailand. But this guy was like, oh, I go all the time. I have a woman, she comes to my house. It's $200. Never go for the sex, only go for the. And I was just like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, if you go for the sex, most of the time they're really not that good looking. And so it's better if you just get the release. He's like, I really think it's good for dating and relationships and marriages because sometimes men just need a little stranger in their lives.
Men need some nurturing by people who are good parents, so they don't treat people like transactional, disposable fucking sex objects, in my opinion.
Dude, this conversation went on for like 35 minutes. I had him walk me through the process of what he does whenever he,
What was that like? What's his process? Because you'd be asking questions. I would have done left that situation. So Elise is digging for dirt. Keep going.
I'm like, I want to understand, please, because I've been to an Asian massage therapy place because like my neck hurt or my back hurt or like I just really felt like I needed to like be touched. And so like I've gone to these different places. Now, obviously if it's very overt as a sex front, I don't go there. But like those little places that like do your feet or like do your shoulders. And I was just like, I've never been propositioned. I want to understand. And so I'm asking the questions and he's like, okay, so you walk in and you pay the $60 to $80, something like that. And I was like, okay. And then they take you to back and they start you face down. Well, as they're massaging you face down, they start tugging on things. And I'm like, tugging on things?
On phalanges?
No, on their genitalia. And so basically that's how they figure out whether or not you're interested. Because if you react, then they don't keep going. Well, then, like, once, like, they finish, like, the whole back massage where they tug, wink, wink, that kind of thing, they flip you over. And one of the things they ask is, have you been here before? And if you say yes, then that's, like, one of the code words for, yes, I want a happy ending. Or they'll just come out and say, would you like me to finish you? And so basically they get, like, 30-minute massage on their back, and then they get a 30-minute hand job plus or minus. So when they flip over is whenever they actually start the hand job. And I was like, what? This is how it works? And he's like, yeah, never pay for the sex. It's not worth it. There's very few times where they're hot. And I'm just like.
Or you could get on Tinder and learn how to date people and like get shit for free and learn how to work on your emotional intelligence, conversation skills, and have secure relationships in your life.
But that's the thing is like these men are not having access to that. The fact that he's like so willing to talk about what's going on. And he was like, oh yeah, my buddies and me, we get done from a really long like hiking trip and that's immediately where we go. We get back from camping and that's where they go. Some of them even have showers. And I'm like,
you did tell this guy, so that's probably trafficking. What was his response to that?
He was just like, oh, I've never thought about it like that.
That's the thing. I think most guys don't. They just kind of want to get their rocks off, right, for whatever reason. And it's like there's a time and place for that. There's legal places for that. But I just hate it. It's like they either assume we're all sex workers or they assume every single Asian place is is a happy ending place. And that's obviously not true. Disclaimer. Not all Asian places are happy ending places or human trafficking places, but some can be. That's a separate video I'll get into about you know, the kind of telltale signs of all that. But good Lord. So how did the date end?
I mean, he didn't ask for my phone number. I don't give my phone number until they ask for it. So it's one of those things where like we set up a time and place, and I usually take him for a walk somewhere that like I'm very familiar and comfortable with, and then they only get my phone number if they ask for it. You know, like I'm very strict in that way. And so I was like, well, this was entertaining. And he was like, oh, I had so much fun. We should do something again sometime. And I'm like, mm-hmm.
Like,
And
what?
so,
Like, no thanks.
yeah, maybe we can go and get happy endings side by side, something like that. And I had told him, I was like, I've never been offered that. He was like, there should be places for women too. And so his dream is to set up a legal like place for prostitution. Like that is what he wants to do with his life. And just like talking to somebody that was this like transparent about his experience, and he was like, oh, I've had thousands. Like this is something like he's in his mid-30s. This is something that like he just does on a regular basis. He has a woman that shows up. It's $200. And I was like, how much does this
like outed his ass by now? Because I would have done publicly shame this dude. I have no
Dude.
thoughts about it.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is he messaged me like 2 weeks ago. He was like, oh, how was da 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 da. I have not responded.
Nah,
I just
move on. Ain't worth it.
Yeah, like I have not responded, but I always face these kind of things with curiosity because I'm so fascinated with what other people are experiencing. I feel like an anthropologist sometimes, especially when I go to Burning Man and I go to all these different places where they have like the free pussy wash and, like there's so much stuff that goes on there. Like there's so much beautiful art, and you can learn how to read the I Ching, and you can learn how to hula hoop, and you can learn all these really cool things. And on today's episode, let's read through this one.
So this one, this therapist says, I don't advertise that I'm a massage therapist on a dating profile, but this person randomly messages them, and it's the person looking for a date, the Tinder person, whatever. Be honest, you totally clicked because you saw the words foot massages and got super excited. And the therapist says, nope, it was the Beatles. Trust me when I say my foot massages are way better than yours. And he goes, is that a challenge? So let's see some of the comments underneath here. And this is the shit we deal with all the time, guys. It's like, I'm sharing this is because it's so fucking old. It's so old. And I just want people to learn how to conduct themselves with a bit more emotional intelligence on the dating scene. Okay. One person says, I've had guys tell me they think they can get better massages than me, with the palm face emoji. I'm like, are you trying to impress me or just piss me off? I would never come up to a doctor or bartender, just someone who does that thing for a living, and say, I can do this better than you can. Right? It's almost like a challenge, like challenge me, prove it to me. Like I'm the prize here. No, I'm good. Somebody else says, Google me, bitch. Like for real, read my client review, read my client reviews. This person says the guys that make sure to mention that they are therapists never look like they actually are. Oh, that's true. Oh my God. Go on several dates with him. Get him to give you a massage. Never tell him you're at LMT. Ghost him after receiving said massage.
And give him a 1-star review on Yelp.
Oh my God. Right. Okay, I'm gonna just scroll through a few more. There's some funny memes in here. Somebody else says, my partner was a massage therapist before me, and I thought I gave a decent massage on the neck and feet, and I learned working for my parents and mom, showing how to do things. When I learned she was a massage therapist, I couldn't massage her. I was a fraud in front of someone with a lot of skill. It's kind of how I feel like too. I would not offer to like cook a 5-star meal for a professional chef. Like I am not shooting that high to impress that much. Somebody says, I'll volunteer my feet for this challenge. I don't care who touches my feet. They hurt. Winner keeps getting to massage them. But I mean, this is typical, right? Almost every single person on these threads are saying, every time somebody finds out I'm a therapist, that's all they want is a free massage, and it's never an even exchange. So like during these episodes, this is our first episode for this segment. We're just going to be like reading some stuff. I'll pick out some really juicy stuff, find some good videos. Oh, there actually is one thing I did want to share before we hop off. I was doing a little bit of Googling to see what I can input into the show. So I found an article on Huffington Post. It's called 5 Tips for Dating a Massage Therapist.
Oh God.
A sense of mild excitement when a good-looking woman you've been talking to at a party tells you she's a massage therapist. Well, at least Huffington Post said massage therapist and not masseuse. So,
Or at a massage parlor.
have you ever felt a sense of mild excitement when a good-looking woman you've been talking to at a party tells you she's a therapist? Well, you may need to curb your enthusiasm right now. Not that a therapist will be a bore, neurotic, holier-than-thou yoga bunny munching on seeds and completely teetotal. I don't know what that word means.
Teetotaler.
Yes. So if you were her boyfriend, you would spend the whole day being massaged from top to toe with any explanation. That would be great, right? Okay. So this
Lord.
says, here's tip number 1 for dating a therapist. Don't expect to receive daily massages. I mean, even if I was dating a therapist, I wouldn't expect to be receiving daily massages either. It just won't happen. It's our job. You can bribe your way into getting an occasional massage by cooking an amazing meal or organizing an inclusive holiday. So this is, folks, this is called reciprocation. Okay, this is called emotional labor. And when I touch somebody, I am doing all of the emotional labor. They are receiving. This is a good tip. Like, don't expect to receive daily massages, and also reciprocate, offer something in return. Our jobs will always come first. There's people out there who need a massage. Yes, as you are not a client on the mailing list, I'm afraid you're not going to be treated like the VIP you think you are. But practice makes perfect, or at least to get a date. 9-to-5ers need not to apply. If you have a 9-to-5 job, it's unlikely your schedules are going to match. Oh, that's true. While you're slaving on the computer, she's either with clients or setting up appointments, writing blogs, updating her website. Oh, I can add like 8,000 more things to this list. When it's finally 5 p.m., you can enjoy some leisure time. You're probably
And she'll still be working for another 2 hours.
Oh my God, right? So this other tip, massage therapists love an organized diary. So whoever wrote this, I think, is from Europe, because we definitely don't typically use the word diary. We use calendar or journal. Anyways, if your back really hurts, the last thing you want to do to ask for a back rub right there and then, right? It's like demanding, like, I need it right now. No, book an appointment. Book an appointment and I'll rub all the oil all over you. Just book an appointment first, please.
I mean, I have a lot of my friends that are married and have partners, and they send their partners to me to get a massage. Like, they just pay me to do it because they know that I'll do an amazing job. They, and because they don't want to have to do the massage. And so they'll just make sure that they schedule it for their partners.
I do the same thing. Like, I will literally just pay for my friends and family to go somewhere else if I don't have it in me, Tip number 2 for dating an LMT: propose a fun leisure activity to do together. Not the spa, probably. Let's keep work shit out of the first date, please. Massage therapists are highly motivated individuals who love people and thrive on social interaction. Ice skating, bowling, karaoke, dancing are all activities. For extra points, organize a cooking class, blah, blah, blah.
But don't organize a couples massage workshop.
No, but okay, I would, if I knew the person and we were talking for a while and I was comfortable with them, or if it was a friend I knew a while and we just started dating, I would 100,000% go to the Korean spa because it's co-ed and I have my space away from them. We can eat lunch together and go sit in the co-ed sauna for a few minutes. I might consider that, but my first dates, I just like to be out in nature. I want to see people's mannerisms. I want to see how they are mindful out in the world that has nothing to do with screens and technology. I want to get to know them in a setting that is not where I have to be in a dark, silent room looking over at them and then yelling halfway in the middle of the massage, "Hey, baby, how's it going? You relax?"
It's so funny is that, like, so frequently my first date is a walk, and I live like 15 minutes, 20-minute walk away from a nude beach. And so every once in a while, we actually walk so far. Well, I guess it's actually more like an hour walk, and it's like a 15-minute bike ride. And so every once in a while, we walk so far in one direction that I'm like, oh, this is the nude beach. And so I'm like, hey, do you want to? And they're just like, I've never done a nude beach before. And I'm like,
I mean, we did say new activity. I mean, it is a good way to see how they react,
how comfortable they are in their body.
cultured. Yeah, see what their response is, see if they're going to make
Yeah.
any
Are
disparaging,
they,
rude, predatory, creepy, cringe fucking comments.
yeah, are they staring? Are they super uncomfortable? Are, you know, like what, how are they behaving whenever they're around nudity? Because the thing is, nudity is just a part of our everyday life. It just is.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's always a fun first date.
So,
I think I torture people.
so our next episode, we have to, not the dating segment, but we have to tell the story about tandem massage and that time I went up to Seattle to work with you, because that shit is so funny. And we have much
we'll talk about that another day.
It's so funny. We did a really awkward tandem.
No.
Now I'm getting people ready. I'm getting them excited for it. So we'll tell y'all how the awkward tandem massage turned out, because it's actually a really funny story, and we did make bank, so that's pretty cool. I've known Elise for years, and we just have so much fun off the screen. I thought it would be a really cool thing to do for entertainment and just kind of keep it like topic specific, because not all massage therapists are on the dating scene. Some of them are happily married and they never open up an app, so they have no idea what we're going through. So
lucky.
I don't want to live right vicariously through us, a lot vicariously through us. Or if you just kind of just want to hop on and hang out with us and tell us your stories, like we're happy to share stories as well in person and not just read stuff on the internet. That's just to get it going. So it's pretty fun. So tell us what you thought in the comments. Let us know if you've had any awkward stories. If you want to come on and let us know. Elise is the funniest person to talk to about this stuff, especially. And we'll probably get more into our personal lives as we go along in the show, but we're going to start off small and build up that trust and comfort level first, before we ask y'all on a third date and we get to all the nitty gritty stuff. So this was our first date with you guys.
Much love from Seattle, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Elise. I appreciate you, babe. Have a great rest of the day.